Hello, everybody, and welcome to another show, the Saaghe Fogwe podcast. Um, Very excited to have you here today. Again, it's going to be a wonderful show. It's going to be a special one. Every show, again, is special, but this one is super special because I have someone here who is, exceptionally special to me. I've said special multiple times already, right? So it means it's really special. So, anyways, this young man who's here is one of my three kids. He is the last born, and he thinks he's the boss. But he is here because we're starting a segment on young entrepreneurs. So trying to teach people, teach our kids while they're young, right? We don't want to wait till they're adults to start teaching them some of the concepts that we are getting to know, some of the things that we are doing, and some things that they're just coming up with on their own. So I am very excited to welcome to the show Mr. Seth Fogwe. Welcome, Seth.
Thank you.
How are you today?
Good. I'm really good.
You're really good. Are you
Mhm.
excited to be here?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. How old are you?
I'm 9 years old.
Okay.
I
And
love to play soccer, and um, I enjoy making comic books.
okay. And what grade are you in now?
I'm gonna be in fourth.
Fourth. So you just finished third grade.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna, have a conversation today about some of the things that you're doing, a few of the things that you and your friends are doing, and things that you're coming up with with by yourself, right?
Mhm.
That you're excited about, some projects here and there. But before we go into all of that, you did say you like playing soccer.
Mhm.
Okay, you're gonna be playing soccer this summer.
Yes.
Okay, what got you started in soccer? Why are you excited about soccer?
Um, my brother Samuel Fogwe. He introduced me to soccer. I didn't like it at first, but um, as soon as I got the gist, I like to play soccer now.
So now you like playing soccer.
And
Okay.
I'm really good at it.
You think so?
Mm,
Okay. You don't want to let other people tell you you're good. You really know you're good. What
yeah.
what what position do you play?
I play center forward.
Center forward. Okay. What does center for? I don't play soccer, so what does center forward do?
So a center forward is basically like holding up the team. Like
Okay.
it hold up, it hold up, it holds up the wingers, the defenders, center mid, and the goalie. Like every time the center forward comes up, they move up.
They move up. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So you're pretty much you hold everybody together. Okay.
If I move
Mm.
this way, they move this way.
They follow you. So you lead the team a
Mhm.
little bit. Okay. All right. So we'll leave soccer alone, right? That's not the main reason we're here to have this conversation. But
Yeah.
some of the other things that you're doing with you have some projects that you're working on, right? With one of your friends at school.
Mhm.
What's his name?
Silas.
Silas. Okay. So you and Silas are working on some things. Tell me about that.
We're making our own comic book business. We're making a show. We're making a movie. Actually, a bunch of movies. We're gonna make a second movie, third movie. We're gonna stream it when we're older. Um,
Okay, start from the comic book. What is this comic book about? What is a comic book?
so
Because I don't know what that is.
a comic is something you can laugh at. Something you can be like, is this person gonna win? Is this person gonna win? It's like a bunch of excitement and stuff,
Okay, so it's about excitement
and action.
and action. So
hmm
it's funny and there's action. What made you guys start doing comic books?
Well, I thought of this. Me and Silas were thinking, oh man, should we do? And then we were sitting there. I was like, hey, I was like, I found this like I like rolled a piece of paper and then I just wrote adventure. I was like, my mind popped. Amazing Adventures. That's the first comic book.
Okay, isn't that already a title of a comic? somewhere?
No.
No, that's a new title that you came up with.
Hmm.
Okay. So you want to make people laugh. Is that the purpose of this? Okay.
Mm, not just laugh. I
Okay.
want them to. I want them to be excited. I want them to be sad. Like a lot of emotions.
So different emotions.
Hmm.
Okay. So name all the emotions that are in your comic book.
Uh, sad.
Mm-hmm.
Um, funny. It's
So they're
funny.
happy. You want to make people
Happy.
happy. Okay.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Um, that's pretty much it.
Okay. And give us a little, without giving away, since you're still working on this project, without giving it all away, because you don't want to give the whole idea away. What's the whole point, or what's the storyline of your comic book?
So it's basically these four kids going on adventures, fighting crime, getting crystals on the way.
Okay.
Hmm. And um they have they have this like headquarters place when they like when they're like zapping people and stuff. Yeah. And they go there for fun.
So they have a headquarters. Okay.
Hmm.
Where is their headquarters located?
It's in Metro City.
Okay. And this is a city you made up, or is this an actual city that
It's a
exists?
it's a it's a made up city
It's a made up. So this
because it's in the
is,
future.
it's okay. So this is in the future. Okay. So what's different from now? Like what's different from your comic book
Tele
compared to others?
teleportation, um, clones. It's more funny.
It's funny. It's
Yeah,
funnier than others.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm actually the voice of Seth 2.0.
Okay, so there's a
That's one.
Seth 2.0.
Hmm.
Okay. So
He has an angry voice. He has a calm voice. He has an excited voice,
okay. So he
and
switches
others.
emotions, he switches personalities
Hmm.
in there. Okay.
And he has a humorous voice.
And a humorous voice. So between you and Silas, what are your roles? What is each person's role?
I'm the one who animates the show. I'm the one who draws the show too, and he's the one who tells me the ideas.
So he comes up with ideas
Hmm.
and you're like the illustrator. Is that what you are?
Hmm.
Okay. So how did you guys decide which who does what?
So Silas is a good idea. He's a good idea maker, and I'm pretty much a good animator
So
and
you're
a
good
drawer.
and okay. So you figured out what your roles are, your skills, and then each person took on a different role
Yep.
in this. Are you gonna add more people to what you're doing, or for now it's just you and Silas?
Uh, it's it's me, Silas, Amir, Noah G, Noah A, and Brendan Ray and Irving.
So you
So
have
it's
a whole
7.
team
Mhm.
going, and each of these people have a role, what
Mhm.
they're supposed to do.
Mhm.
Okay, who manages everything? Who's the manager of
Me and
everything?
Silas,
You and Silas are the managers.
because we
Okay.
started the comic book business.
Okay. So you already have like positions for everybody, what they're gonna do.
We have like 8 different comic books.
Do you have titles for all these comic books
Yes,
already?
I can name
Okay.
them all.
Okay. What are the titles?
Amazing Adventure, Electric Team, that's our second book. Um, Crazy Boxing Food, that's Silas's idea. Crazy Food Legend, that's his idea. Food League, Pirate Adventure. It's endless.
It's endless.
Endless.
And you talked about a book, and what else? What was the other thing that you're thinking about
A
doing?
show and a movie.
A show. Okay, so
Mhm.
how's the show gonna work? What's
Uh,
your idea about the show?
it's basically the same thing about Electric Team. It's the same story. Um, so me, it's basically the same thing. Like Silas told me ideas for the show, but he's not here right now. But
Mhm.
I'm gonna for now I'm gonna think of ideas to make the
Okay.
show. It's gonna
So we'll
be
bring Silas on the show. You know, we'll have a conversation with Silas. But for now, this was just an introduction to what you're doing, right?
mhm,
And then you talked about a movie.
mhm.
Are you sure you're ready for a movie
It's gonna be the same
before the
thing as the
book is
show.
even out? The book and then
I
a
mean,
show, and
we're gonna sell all of the books, all of them.
you're
We're
very
gonna make
ambitious.
copies.
So, what do you want people to learn something from your comic books? Is there something that you want people to learn from it? Is it because yes, you want them to laugh, them to being part of the action? Is this do you have lessons that you're teaching people, like
Mm,
young people like yourself, out of your books?
yeah. Once in a while, like at the end of the show, maybe we can put lessons in there.
So right now you don't have anything that you're trying to teach
No.
anybody? No, no good lessons like
Goody.
good behavior, things like that, nothing like
Oh,
that.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
things like that.
yeah. Maybe we can
Help
put
being
that in there.
helpful, and
Hmm.
so you have to put ideas like that in there. Moms will always want to push some good things in there, right? So it's not just we're just not just laughing at nothing. We want to laugh at something, right? And
Hmm.
then also learn something from this.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you have that mind that's always thinking of something, to do. And I know you've talked about having a YouTube channel. Is your mom gonna let you have a YouTube channel?
I mean, since I was about to be 9, she never had me let me get a YouTube channel. But I'm thinking of making one when I'm 10.
So what do you want on your channel? What kind of things are you gonna have on your channel
I'm
when
gonna.
your mom lets you?
That's gonna be never.
Eventually, you have to be optimistic. But when just think about if she lets you have a YouTube channel, what kind of things do you want on your channel?
Well, I'm gonna have a soccer channel. I'm gonna have a gaming channel, a comic book channel for comic books and shows and movies, like shorts. And I'm gonna make my regular channel, and I'm gonna add on.
You're going to add on to that, okay? And as ideas keep popping up. So, what would you say to your friends who are also thinking about, who have ideas out there? How would you encourage them to, to follow whatever their ideas are about, doing whatever they want to do? If they have ideas, just like you and Silas, right? How are you going to encourage them to?
First, you have to start small. So you have to start getting your people into a group, and um what we did, we went in a circle. We were thinking of a comic book to like somebody names it, and they write it on a paper, and then when they finally choose of, they can use all of the names, but when they finally choose of one of them, they can start making the comic book, and they can start picking people that are good at that thing.
Okay. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a comic book, right? Not
No, it can
everybody's
be a
good.
book. It
Yeah.
can be a regular
Or
book. It can,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. Whatever idea they have or something.
Mhm.
So you would encourage kids to put their ideas down, write it down, and do something with it, right? They shouldn't be scared about telling people what they think, or
Yeah.
sharing their skills, because
Mhm.
every kid has a skill, right?
Yeah.
And your skill, you think you're creative, and you're funny
I
sometimes.
like to do art too.
You like art, you like drawing, so that's why you're the illustrator of
Mm.
this comic book. Okay. So there are other things that you've been thinking about, or other ideas that you've been thinking about. So give me some of those ideas. What else are you thinking about?
I'm thinking of
Mhm.
making like it involves comic books again. Um,
Is it all about comic books? Is that all we're going to talk about today?
it's all about me and Silas. If it's about me and Silas, it's a comic book.
Okay. So what other ideas on your own without Silas that you're thinking about?
Um, hmm. I'm pretty much it's everything about Silas.
Okay. So he's the idea maker, and then you're just here to project. So you're basically introducing comic book stuff
Hmm.
here. Okay. So there are other things that you've been hanging around me when we talk about, when I'm doing my business stuff as well, right? So you did mention earlier that you're a soccer player. So
Hmm.
let me ask you a question. If you're a soccer player and you do not know what the rules are to your soccer game, who's going to win?
The other team,
Why would they win?
because you don't know the rules.
You don't know the rules of the game. So if you don't know that you can't touch the ball with your hands, or you can't kick the ball to your own goalie, they're going to win, right? So
Yeah.
so you think that rules are important?
Hmm.
Are rules important at school?
Yes.
Are rules important in anything that you do?
Yes.
Okay.
Because otherwise, you you won't be a good person. Like you will be a good person, but you won't know like other rules. Like when somebody says something, they're gonna be like, "What are you talking about?"
So you're just going to be lost if
Yeah.
you don't know. So rules have to guide you. So it's the same thing with even you thinking about an idea, a business idea. You want to make sure that you're following certain rules,
Yeah.
right? So you don't
Exactly.
go outside of the lines. You have to
Exactly.
make sure that you're in line in terms of sports, school, business, whatever. You need to know the rules, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So some of the rules that, mom has you've heard mom do some of her rules, talking about the rules, rules in the money business, right?
Mhm.
You've heard about the rules, and there's one of them that's your favorite that I want you to tell your friends about, like the rules of money, right?
Mhm.
The rules of money. And one of those rules is how money grows. So I want you, your favorite rule. I want you to explain that rule to your friends in terms of, like, there's a fourth grader sitting in front of you. How would you explain how money grows to
So in
fourth graders?
there's three options: fixed, variable, and index. Which one of these would you pick? So let's look at fixed. Fixed is a straight line. Fixed is locked. It's locked. Nothing's happening. But variable, it goes up and down and up and down and up and down. You lose some, you lose some. You win some, you lose some. You win some, you lose some. But in index is the marriage of fixed and variable. The index takes advantage of that straight line, but when variable and then variable, it takes advantage of variable going up. But when it tries to go down, fixed takes advantage and it locks it, and it goes endless and endless. It's like stairs
And what,
going up and
yeah,
up and
what
up
I
and
was
up.
going to ask you, what shape is that index? So it's like a stairs. So you're explaining that the reason why we're teaching you that right now is because you're young.
Hmm.
You need to know some of these things, right?
Hmm.
And your friends need to know some of these things, because as you're growing up, your mind has to be sharp. You have to learn these things, these rules. And that's just one of many rules, right? And the reason we're doing that is because we have to start teaching you these things when you're young. We don't want you to be 20
And
before
then
you
you're
start
still
figuring
teaching them.
them. Yeah. So we're teaching you that at this point, so that your mind absorbs those things, just the way you're thinking about your comic books. You're thinking about the creative things that you want. You're thinking about what you want to be when you grow up, right? But you have to know some of these rules to guide you right now.
Yeah.
And so that's why I want this segment today was on young entrepreneurs. Teach them while they're young. We want to start teaching you. We want to start passing things down to you, because when I get old, I want you to take care of me, right? And your uncles and aunties and grandmas and great grandmas and all that, right?
Yeah.
So we're teaching you guys all these things now, so that you can pass it on to your kids, and they can pass it on to their kids, and there should be some kind of generational passing on legacy, what we call a legacy.
Okay.
So you were just recently also in a play. Tell me about your play that you were in.
It was
Was
fantastic.
What play was that?
It was Lion King.
Okay. And tell me a little bit more about that, the preparation and all that. How long did it take to prepare for that?
It took since September.
September of last year, 2022.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. So tell me more.
I was Mufasa. All everybody in the cast was amazing.
Okay.
Simba was amazing. Nala was amazing. Everybody, the audience had a lot of emotions, just like the comic book.
Okay. Back to comic books, right?
Yep.
So it was just like, so what did you learn from preparing for this play? What did you learn from that?
I learned that you should practice before you do something, and just don't do stuff random.
So you have to practice really well, put hard work. So you believe in hard work, like putting
Hmm.
in some hard work into anything that you're gonna do, right?
Yeah.
So would you tell your friends who are not in the play, what would you say to them?
Be good.
And work
Work
hard
hard.
in whatever you do, right? Because they didn't experience what you experienced, but you knew that you had sleepless nights, you had to rehearse, you had to go over your lines, you have to make sure that you were at practice, and you had to show some work ethics, right? Like, if you tell your teacher that I'm going to show up, You're gonna show up and you'll be there, even though you don't drive. But we had to bring you there, right? But you had to put in the work to make sure that you're practicing, you're learning your lines, you're doing what you need to do. Correct?
Mhm.
Okay. So do you believe that every kid out there is able to do what they think? If they have something in their heart, they have an idea. Do you think that every kid is able to do something with their life?
Yes, but they have to work for it. They have to think about it. They have to take time take time to like really manage it. Manage
Okay.
the thing.
What do they have to manage?
Manage um first what you're doing. Second, how you're gonna do it.
Okay. So they have to manage also their time, be able to manage their time and put in a lot of work into it, right? Dedication, the idea, they have to think about it. And a lot of planning goes into that, right? So if you have young people out there who want to be business people or entrepreneurs, or they have an idea that they want to expand on, they need to think about it very well and plan properly. Is that what you're telling them? What
Yes.
else would you tell them?
I would tell them um I would tell them maybe one day they can be whatever they want as long as they work for it.
Okay. Would you tell them to give up if it becomes really hard?
No, keep pushing yourself.
Okay. Why shouldn't they give up? If it's too hard and they do it and they fail, shouldn't they just give up?
No. When this is gonna be involved the comic book again.
Okay.
Um so but when me and Silas were thinking about electric team, we were like, I just Silas was like, I'm gonna give up. I'm just gonna give up. I was like, no, Silas. Silas, you need to keep pushing. You need to make this comic book. Come on, come
So
on,
you
come on.
pushed him.
Yes.
Okay.
He was on the ground. He was like, oh, I don't want to get up. I should have not came up. I was like, no, we need to make this comic book. We need to make this comic book. And look now.
So you're basically saying that if somebody believes in something, they shouldn't give up. They should keep pushing, even if it's hard, even if they fail at first, they should keep pushing. And it doesn't only go to the kids, it goes to adults too, right? You're not only talking to the kids, even us as adults, there are times when some things are really tough for us. Some things they get to a point where you want to give up, and it's all of us. We wake up and we don't want to put one foot in front of the other. But what Seth is telling us now, and I have never seen the side of Seth, but what Seth is telling us, that you have to keep pushing, you have to keep waking up and trying again. If you try and it doesn't succeed, you try again, right? What else? What other message do you have for us?
Hmm, that's a hard, tough question. Well, I think that's all of.
That's
That's
all you
all.
have for us.
Yeah.
Okay. So Seth came on here today. I think his main message for us was comic books, because everything we did, we circled back to comic books. But the main idea of this show today was to make sure that we're encouraging our young ones, parents who are out there. I'm talking specifically to you. If you're a parent or you're a guardian, or you have kids out there who are in your life, there are times when we've been raised to think that only formal education is what children should follow, like science, medicine, engineering, name it. We don't even encourage them to go into politics, because depending on where you're from, politics is, it's kind of tricky. But what we're discovering now is that the children out there, children have certain skills that they come up with, and we need to be able to encourage them, encourage what they, whatever skill they have, hone in on it, support them. We're not saying that they shouldn't go to school. Children need to go to school. They need that footstool to step on, to do whatever. But at the same time, we have to also encourage the entrepreneurial spirit in them, because that might be, what might end up keeping them their in order for them to follow their passion, in order to follow their purpose, in order to be able to go out there and change their community. So basically, we want to make sure that we're not minimizing whatever our kids are showing as signs of some kind of passion that they have. Support them, send them to formal education, but at the same time, if they have something that they're good at with their hands, with their brains, support them as parents, because we get to that point where we want to impose whatever we want on them. But as a parent, we are learning now that children have a lot out there that they can offer, and we want to start teaching them now that they're young. You don't want to wait till later on. Start looking at those things that they have in them and encourage it, and actually foster those things so that they can end up sprouting, and you never know what's going to blossom in your child. So this was really a short segment today. We really wanted to just touch on this. This is a segment that we might expand on a little bit more. It's still rough around the edges, but we will expand on it. We'll bring more, we'll bring some more young people on here of different ages. We have teenagers, we have young adults, we have those who are even people who are in their 30s, who are doing things in the community. We want to bring them on here. This was just an intro to that. And we want to bring them on here to make sure that they can speak out. They can tell us what they're doing, so that there might be sponsors out there who want to sponsor something that a child is doing. And through this segment, you might be able to, to figure out a kid that you're willing to mentor, or you're willing to take that kid all the way so that they're able to expand on whatever their skills are. So we do want to thank Seth for being on the show today.
Thank you.
Really short and sweet today. We want to thank you for being here. We appreciate you, and we appreciate all that you're doing with your friends, and we know that you're going to do a little bit more. If you're joining the show, if you're watching the video, just make sure you're liking us. You'll, watch, like, subscribe, and share to other people. And we still encourage people in the community to reach out to us. And you're welcome on the show to showcase whatever it is you're doing in the community to make a change. So until the next segment, we want to thank you and have a blessed weekend. Week.